The hands of death could not defeat you. The sisters of fate could not hold you. And you will not see the end of this day. I will have my revenge. I couldn't triumph.
Broly has gotten a new rework, and it's time to check him out. I don't know how much damage it does, but it is a close-range beam attack. The second attack does 24 damage, which isn't that bad. This attack has a second version. If you're very close to the enemy, the energy blast will burst open, and will have a knockback effect at the end. We have our counter move, which lets us spin the enemy around and knock them down on the floor, which is breathtaking to watch. We have our Wrathful Crash, which is an amazing move that fits Broly. We can do combos with this attack, and also we can catch the opponent off guard. If we do 250 plus to an opponent, we transform into a Super Saiyan, which gives us items, I think. When Broly transforms, he will be reminded that he is a fatherless child, and will get very angry. Our hitbox is increased with our Power Roar, and it does half of the damage of the enemy. Meteor Shower is my favorite move. It attacks in every position, and you can't escape from it if you're in a small arena. Slam Jam lets us throw the enemy around and bully them. It does pretty decent damage. Our last move lets us deal 35 damage, and it allows us to combo them. In Broly's base form, we only have two guard breaks. The first one is Power Roar and the Blast Attack. We have 3 guard breaks when we transform. Broly is very broken, and I think that they should add Fatherless Scream instead of counter. Meteor Shower guard breaks, which is very unfair because I kept getting hit by the beams every time. Our third move doesn't guard break for some reason, but our fourth move does. Now onto PvP. My first match was against Crocodile, and I gotta say this is the hardest match I ever fought. I was rushing him, and I saw that this man was a prestige person. I knew that it would be hard to hit him, so I had to run and spam all over again. I am sorry for being afraid, but I had to win for the sake of this video, or else I was going to hurt my pet TV. The fight kept on going. Also, did you know that the legendary Super Saiyan so important and special, other than it being a form used by just 2 characters in the entirety of the Dragon Ball series' history? Well, that importance is due to the fact that the form grants the user a seemingly. Also, this may not have been established in previous Broly legendary Super Saiyan appearances, but it was stated in relation to the Universe 6 legendary Super Saiyan Kale and Dragon Ball Super. Kaba and Khalifa state that this form's power growing constantly is a blessing and a curse that can grow so powerful that it eventually kills the user. This transformation is one that relies on extreme power and therefore ends up largely hurting the user itself, much like the Kaioken form. Berserk is a term used to describe forms in the Dragon Ball series that relieve the user of all control. Not many forms in the series, at least in canon, use this description. The legendary Super Saiyan is one of those few forms. This is why no matter the media, in this form the user simply goes to a one-track state of mind and goes on a crazy rampage. The only forms in the series canon that also share this description are any forms related to the Great Ape Ozaru transformation. We're sure you are all familiar with the forms that follow after the original Super Saiyan state. 1, 2, 3, and if you're a fan of the unpopular sequel GT, Super Saiyan 4. However, did you remember that there were multiple forms of each state, including the original Super Saiyan form? This is where the legendary Super Saiyan form comes in, as it is an extension of this original transformation. It is stated in the series lore that the legendary Super Saiyan is a powered-up form and the final transformation of the standard SSJ. If you've ever wondered why don't Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, and the rest of the Super Saiyan cast have to go past the legendary Super Saiyan transformation state to get to Super Saiyan 2 and the rest of the super forms, here's your big answer. There are in fact multiple branches to the Super Saiyan transformation chain. whereas most of the cast goes from different states of Super Saiyans. Broly and Kale go through the legendary chain. This includes not only their full power, B-type, legendary state but the C-type form as well. Broly pummeled Frieza for a complete R. Broly tore through SSB Goku and Vegeta's combined attack Kamehameha Plus Gallic Gun without much effort. Broly shattered dimensions fighting Gogeta. Broly is the only person whose power rose to that of the gods of the DB universe without any training from an angel in a single hour. Broly is the only full-blooded Saiyan to show affection towards his parent. Broly is the only person to rip apart the Z Warriors at once on his own. Broly's Zenkai was so strong that even a SSJ to adult Gohan couldn't kill him on his own. It took the combined attack of a Super Saiyan Goku, Gohan, and Goten and interference from Kid Trunks to finally kill him. Broly busted a planet with a small ki blast in his first movie. Broly is the only person stated to destroy a galaxy after Kid Buu. Broly is the only villain to have 4 films in the DB universe. Broly has also transformed into a SS4 in the SDBH continuity. Broly is stronger than Cell in his first movie as he is stated to destroy the Southern Galaxy in its entirety, while Cell, after his Zenkai boost, has proclaimed to have enough energy to destroy the solar system. Broly is the 4th villain that required a fusion of Goku and Vegeta to match him in power. Broly has the greater potential currently in the DB canon continuity than Gohan and Goku Black. Broly is the first villain to destroy a planet in a film. Broly is the only villain that was obsessed with the protagonist of the series, Goku. Broly's baby cradle was placed next to Goku. Broly and Paragus were the only Saiyans to escape as planet Vegeta was being destroyed by Frieza's death ball in the first film. Broly wasn't featured in the Fusion Reborn movie, even though Fusion Reborn came after and featured several canon and non-canon villains like Frieza and Cooler. In Dragon Ball, there is a thing called a mutant of a race. Broly is one of the mutants. He's stronger than every other Saiyan in his race, at least without God Ki, and by natural standards. Broly's genetics caused him to be the legendary Saiyan, not the legendary Super Saiyan. His power depends on his rage, and the longer he fights, the more he gets angry and fights, the more his power increases. He also adapts to his opponent's fighting style, enabling him to predict and halt all of your moves. Think of it as the perfect soldier. He is always adapting to what you throw at him, making him pretty much invincible. Broly pretty much is the perfect warrior and is the epitome of what Saiyans are supposed to be, a battle race. Going Super Saiyan isn't the easiest thing in the world, but it also is not the worst. However, it does sound like transforming into the legendary Super Saiyan is insanely painful. The form requires Broly to amass a large amount of ki, but the transformation doesn't just alter Broly's looks. I defeated the enemy, and I said GG, but he said easy. I met a trash talker in this match, and it was pretty funny. Just because he killed me once, he started saying things like, "Oh, I killed you." The most broken character in the game got killed by someone like me. His words annoyed me, so I shut him up and beat him up. Also, it completely bursts a new person out of his skin. Before Broly goes legendary, his cheeks, eyes, and chest shake before they get ripped open. The legendary Super Saiyan comes out from within Broly, so it's no wonder the form looks so deadly. To the people that said pause, I am going to say resume. Enjoy the rest of the match.